narrator. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast's Intermediate Guide series. Today we're packing our bags for a fascinating and highly practical topic: preparing for different types of travel. Whether you're embarking on a leisurely beach holiday, a challenging backpacking adventure, a critical business trip, or a cultural immersion experience, each journey demands unique preparation. The art of travel lies not just in the destination, but in the thoughtful planning that ensures a smooth, safe, and enjoyable experience. How do you adapt your packing strategy for varying climates, activities, and cultural norms? What logistical considerations change when you're traveling solo versus with a family, or domestically versus internationally? And what essential knowledge, from local customs to emergency protocols, do you need to acquire to navigate diverse environments with confidence and ease? This episode is designed to equip you with the essential vocabulary, strategic considerations, and practical insights necessary to approach any type of travel with readiness, resourcefulness, and a profound sense of anticipation. Today's discussion moves beyond simply booking flights, delving into the nuanced layers of pre-trip planning, packing efficiency, and cultural preparedness. We are privileged to host a conversation between Ms. Zara Khan, a seasoned travel journalist and globetrotter known for her meticulous planning, and Mr. Ben Carter, a logistics expert who previously managed international expeditions for a nonprofit based out of Sydney, Australia. Their dialogue will illuminate the best practices and common pitfalls in travel preparation, offering you a richer understanding of how to make every journey a successful and memorable adventure. So, let's explore the intricacies and liberating power of truly mastering travel preparation. Zara, Ben, it's a genuine pleasure to connect with you. Your experience in managing complex international logistics for expeditions is incredibly relevant to preparing for any type of travel. From your perspective, when someone is about to embark on a journey, what are your initial, most crucial considerations for them to prepare regardless of the travel type? Do you immediately think about the destination, or is there a foundational pre-trip assessment? Ben, Zara, the pleasure is entirely mutual. Your insights from diverse travel experiences are invaluable. When someone is preparing for a journey, my initial consideration is always a foundational pre-trip assessment that goes beyond just the destination. It involves defining the purpose of the trip. Is it for leisure, work, adventure, or cultural immersion? This fundamentally shapes all subsequent decisions. I also immediately assess the duration of the trip and the number of travelers, as a solo 2-day business trip demands vastly different preparation than a 2-week family vacation. Understanding the budget constraints is also crucial from the outset. My foundational groundwork always involves getting a clear picture of the trip's core parameters before diving into specifics. Do you find that a lack of initial clarity on these fundamental aspects is a common pitfall in travel planning? Zara: absolutely, Ben. Your emphasis on the trip's purpose, duration, and budget from the outset is unequivocally fundamental. A lack of clarity on these initial parameters is indeed one of the most common and detrimental pitfalls, leading to overpacking, inadequate budgeting, or even missing essential gear. Without a specific framework, preparation can become chaotic and inefficient. My experience shows that travelers who clearly define these basic elements significantly streamline their planning process and avoid unnecessary stress. What specific strategies do you employ for packing efficiently when preparing for vastly different types of travel, say from a tropical beach holiday to a cold weather mountain trek? Ben, that's where the art of adaptive packing becomes paramount, Zara. My primary strategy for packing efficiently across diverse travel types involves a focus on versatility, layering, and essentialism. For a tropical beach holiday, the emphasis is on lightweight, quick-drying fabrics and sun protection. I prioritize a few versatile items that can be mixed and matched, and absolutely essential items like swimwear, sandals, and a wide-brimmed hat. The packing list is minimalist. For a cold weather mountain trek, the focus shifts dramatically to technical layering, base, mid, and outer layers made of moisture-wicking and insulating materials. Here, essentialism means prioritizing warmth, protection from elements, and safety gear like sturdy boots, a durable backpack, and appropriate navigation tools. I always recommend a capsule wardrobe approach for any trip, ensuring every item serves multiple purposes. For business travel, it's about wrinkle-resistant professional attire that can transition from day to evening. Do you find that travelers often struggle with overpacking, regardless of the trip's nature? Zara: David, your emphasis on versatility, layering, and essentialism is precisely the smart approach to packing. And yes, travelers almost universally struggle with overpacking, regardless of the trip's nature. There's often a just-in-case mentality that leads to unnecessarily heavy luggage, extra fees, and more stress. My experience shows that forcing a strict limit, like using only a carry-on for shorter trips, can be incredibly liberating. What role does research into local customs and cultural norms play in your travel preparation, especially when visiting a new country or region, and what resources do you find most valuable for this? Ben, Zara, your observation about the just-in-case mentality and the liberating effect of carry-on limits is very relatable. Research into local customs and cultural norms plays an absolutely critical role in my travel preparation, particularly when visiting a new country or region. It's not just about avoiding offense. It's about fostering respect, enhancing personal safety, and enriching the overall travel experience by facilitating smoother interactions with locals. I prioritize understanding basic greetings, appropriate dress codes, dining etiquette, tipping customs, common gestures, and sensitivities around photography or discussing certain topics. For example, knowing that it's customary to remove shoes before entering a home in many Asian cultures, or that personal space differs in various European cities, makes a significant difference. My most valuable resources for this research include official government travel advisories, reputable travel guides, like Lonely Planet or Rough Guides, and most importantly, online forums or blogs written by expats or long-term travelers living in the destination. Engaging directly with people who have lived experience provides invaluable practical insights that guidebooks might miss. How do you approach budgeting and financial preparation differently for a luxury cruise versus a budget backpacking trip through Southeast Asia? Zara. Ben, your comprehensive approach to cultural research, highlighting both avoidance of offense and enrichment of experience, is exemplary. And your resource suggestions are spot on. My approach to budgeting and financial preparation for a luxury cruise versus a budget backpacking trip is fundamentally different, reflecting their distinct philosophies of travel. For a luxury cruise, the focus is largely on prepayment and all-inclusive understanding. I confirm what's included: meals, drinks, activities, gratuities, and budget primarily for excursions, specialty dining, spa treatments, and any onboard shopping. It's about minimizing unexpected costs by understanding the package thoroughly. I ensure credit cards have sufficient limits and notify banks of travel plans. For a budget backpacking trip through Southeast Asia, the strategy shifts to daily expense tracking and local cash management. I research average daily costs for accommodation, food, and transport in specific regions. I plan for a significant portion of my budget to be in local currency, withdrawing smaller amounts from ATMs to avoid carrying large sums. I also factor in contingency funds for emergencies or unexpected delights, and prioritize free or low-cost activities. The key here is flexibility and resourcefulness, often leveraging local markets for food and public transport. What are your essential tips for emergency preparedness across various types of travel, from minor medical issues to unforeseen logistical disruptions? Ben, Zara, your distinct approaches to budgeting, from all-inclusive clarity for cruises to daily cash management for backpacking, demonstrate precise financial foresight. For emergency preparedness across various types of travel, I always operate with a mindset of hope for the best, prepare for the worst. My essential tips include a few key elements. First, always have a well-stocked personal first aid kit tailored to the destination, containing basics like pain relievers, bandages, antiseptic wipes, and any prescription medications. Second, ensure you have comprehensive travel insurance that covers medical emergencies, trip cancellation, and lost luggage. Understanding the policy's fine print is crucial. Third, keep digital and physical copies of all essential documents: passport, visas, insurance details, flight tickets, accommodation bookings, and emergency contacts. Store digital copies securely online, e.g. in a cloud service, and physical copies separate from your originals. Fourth, research and note down local emergency numbers, police, ambulance, fire, and the contact details for your country's embassy or consulate. Finally, inform a trusted person back home of your itinerary and check in regularly, especially for more adventurous trips. This multi-layered approach minimizes risk and provides peace of mind. How do you integrate technology into your travel preparation and during your journeys, differentiating its use for a short business trip versus a long leisure trip? Zara. Ben, your multi-layered approach to emergency preparedness from first aid to embassy contacts is a robust strategy every traveler should adopt. Integrating technology into my travel preparation and during journeys is highly nuanced, differentiating significantly between a short business trip and a long leisure trip. For a short business trip, technology is primarily about efficiency and connectivity. I ensure my laptop, tablet, and phone are fully charged and have all necessary software for presentations, emails, and virtual meetings. Power banks and universal adapters are crucial. Communication apps for team collaboration are pre-installed, and I often rely on digital boarding passes and mobile payment systems to streamline transit. The focus is on remaining productive and connected. For a long leisure trip, especially backpacking or adventure travel, technology shifts to utility, navigation, and capturing memories. My smartphone becomes a multi-tool for offline maps, language translation apps, local transport schedules, and photography. I'll often carry a portable battery pack or even a solar charger for extended periods without power. A dedicated camera might replace reliance solely on a phone for higher quality photos. Data roaming plans are checked, or local SIM cards are prioritized upon arrival for consistent connectivity. The goal is to enhance the experience, aid exploration, and stay safely connected, while perhaps being less constantly online than on a business trip. What are the common pitfalls individuals fall into when trying to prepare for different types of travel, and how can they be avoided? Ben, Eleanor, your differentiation of technology use for business versus leisure travel, emphasizing efficiency for the former and utility/memory capture for the latter, is very astute. The common pitfalls individuals fall into when trying to prepare for different types of travel often include procrastination, leaving preparation to the last minute, leading to rushed decisions, forgotten essentials, and unnecessary stress. Generic packing, using the same packing list for every trip, regardless of destination, climate, or activity. This leads to overpacking for some trips and underpacking for others. Ignoring visa/entry requirements, assuming visa-free travel or overlooking specific health declarations, leading to denied boarding or entry issues. Neglecting financial notifications, not informing banks of travel dates, resulting in credit/debit cards being frozen due to suspected fraud. Lack of cultural research, unintentionally offending locals or missing out on enriching experiences due to ignorance of local customs. Over-reliance on technology, assuming perfect connectivity for everything, maps, translations, bookings, and not having offline alternatives. No emergency plan, not having travel insurance, emergency contacts, or copies of documents, leaving them vulnerable to unforeseen issues. To avoid these, travelers should start planning early and create detailed checklists. Tailor packing lists specifically to each trip's unique needs. Thoroughly research all entry requirements well in advance. Always notify their financial institutions before departure. Invest time in cultural research to enhance respect and enjoyment. Download offline maps and essential apps as backups. Purchase comprehensive travel insurance and share their itinerary. In your final analysis, what are the ultimate rewards or transformations that a well-prepared traveler gains from mastering the art of travel preparation? Zara. Ben, your list of common pitfalls is incredibly comprehensive, and the corresponding avoidance strategies are precisely what I advocate. The ultimate rewards or transformations that a well-prepared traveler gains from mastering the art of travel preparation are manifold and deeply enriching. Primarily, it cultivates an immense sense of confidence and autonomy, knowing you can navigate diverse situations with self-reliance. This leads to significantly reduced stress and anxiety during the trip itself, allowing for genuine relaxation and enjoyment rather than constant problem-solving. A well-prepared traveler can more fully immerse themselves in the experience, connecting authentically with local cultures and landscapes, as they are not preoccupied with logistical worries. It fosters resourcefulness and adaptability, as the planning process hones skills in foresight and problem anticipation, making one more agile in unexpected circumstances. Beyond the trip, these skills translate into greater organizational capabilities and problem-solving prowess in daily life. Perhaps most profoundly, Mastering travel preparation transforms travel from merely visiting a place into a truly transformative journey of personal growth and discovery, enriching one's worldview and creating indelible memories with fewer hiccups. It's the difference between merely going somewhere and truly experiencing it. Narrator: what an exceptionally illuminating and practical conversation with Ms. Zara Khan and Mr. Ben Carter. Their expert insights have beautifully illuminated the multifaceted world of travel preparation, from strategic packing and cultural research to financial planning and emergency readiness. We've gained invaluable knowledge on how to approach diverse journeys with foresight and adaptability. Their discussion powerfully underscores that effective travel preparation is not a mere chore but a foundational element that liberates the traveler to fully embrace the richness of their experiences, transforming potential challenges into smooth adventures. Now, let's consolidate some of the key vocabulary and concepts from their rich dialogue that you can integrate into your own travel planning and discussions. Practice session: expressing yourself. Let's revisit some valuable phrases and concepts from today's in-depth episode. Practice using these in your own discussions about travel preparation. Pre-trip assessment: an initial evaluation of the journey's purpose, duration, and budget. Unequivocally fundamental: absolutely essential or crucial. Versatility, layering, and essentialism: key principles for efficient packing. Items serve multiple purposes, dressing in layers only bringing necessities. Capsule wardrobe approach: creating a limited collection of interchangeable clothing items. Unspoken language: nonverbal cues or customs that are understood without being said. Multi-layered approach: having several different strategies or safeguards in place. Nuanced, subtle, or having fine distinctions. Procrastination: delaying or postponing tasks. Manifold and deeply enriching: many and having a very positive and profound effect. Indelible memories: memories that cannot be forgotten or erased. Choose 3 of these phrases and explain how they might relate to a travel experience you have had or are planning. For example, before my backpacking trip to Thailand, my pre-trip assessment highlighted that I needed to focus on versatility, layering, and essentialism in my packing, as temperatures would vary greatly. Learning the local unspoken language of gestures in Italy was unequivocally fundamental to having smoother interactions. I also made sure to have a multi-layered approach to my travel documents. I found that avoiding procrastination in my travel planning led to a manifold and deeply enriching experience, allowing me to make indelible memories without unnecessary stress. Narrator: as Ms. Zara Khan and Mr. Ben Carter so eloquently articulated, mastering the art of preparing for different types of travel is a skill that empowers you to explore the world with confidence and joy. It's about moving beyond simply booking a trip to thoughtfully anticipating needs, embracing cultural awareness, and building resilience for the unexpected. By applying these strategic approaches, you can transform every journey into a seamless, meaningful, and truly memorable adventure. Until our next insightful discussion on the English Learning Podcast, happy travels, and may your preparations always lead to extraordinary experiences.